everyone. So we're going to continue talking about fractions today, and I just wanted to show you how you can order fractions from smallest to largest. So remember that we have whole fractions, half fractions, and then just regular fractions. So a whole fraction, remember, if we have our piece of pizza right here and it has two parts to it, our bottom number is 2. And if I color in both sides of this, the numerator, the top number, is also going to be 2. This means I have a whole because both parts are colored, so 2 out of 2 makes it a whole. Even if I had, let's say your fraction that you saw was 8 out of 8, and this will take you back to the pizza that I showed you the other day. If you had a pizza that had 8 pieces on it and every single piece was covered, that would be a whole. 8 out of 8 is a whole because the whole thing is covered. So we also talked about halves. So we said that if you have a pizza that has 2 pieces and your denominator is 2 and you have 1 colored in, half of the pizza is colored. So that's 1 out of 2, 1 half. Whenever you see 1 out of 2, this means half. But remember we said that halves can also look different. So you can have a pizza that has 4 pieces, 4 3/4 as we call them, and your bottom number is going to be a 4. And if I were to cover half of my pizza, this is half, I can see that half my pizza is covered, then my top number is 2 out of 4 because I've colored 2 pieces. And remember, we know that 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that means it's half. If I were to do 6 pieces, if I can do 6 pieces, I just have to make it even. Okay, so I have 6 pieces here, and my bottom number is going to be 6. My denominator is 6 because I have 6 pieces all together. If I was going to cover half of it, I can visually see that I've covered half of it because the top half is covered and the bottom half is not covered. And I also know that I covered 1, 2, 3 slices of pizza. So 3 out of 6 is also half. If you take 6 divided by 3, let's see if that is 2. So that means I'm going to have 3 groups. And I need to put the 6, get rid of 6 of them, and make sure that each group has the same amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each group has 2 in it. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, which means 3 out of 6 is half. Let's do one more. Well, let's see, actually, I've noticed so far that 1 out of 2 and 2 out of 4 and 3 out of 6, all the bottom numbers here, all my denominators are even numbers. 2, 4, and 6 are all even numbers. I haven't seen any odd numbers yet. What would happen if I tried to make my denominator 3? So I've got 3 here. Okay, I'm gonna try to cover half. Well, that doesn't work because that's still up there. And then this just doesn't work. So what I've covered is I've just covered 1 out of 3. I've just colored 1/3 of my fraction. So that doesn't work. What if I tried doing it with 7 pieces? Oh, I can't even really draw 7 pieces, to be honest, without making them not even. Well, that's not really working either. I'm gonna try 8. So I have 8 pieces and I want to cover half of my pizza. So half of my pizza is covered. My bottom number is 8. That's a very crooked 8. My bottom number is 8. And I've covered half my pizza. So half of it's covered and I've covered 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And we know that 8 divided by 4 is 2. We know that 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 2 divided by 1 is 2. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. So all of these answers are 2, making all of these half. So, and all of my denominators are even numbers. So that's something to think about. So I'm going to show you 3 different fractions, and we are going to order them together from the smallest to the biggest. Okay, so the first fraction I'm going to show you is 0 out of 2. So that would mean I have 2 pieces and 0 of them are colored in or shaded. Okay? And then I'm going to do 1 out of 2, so half. So that means that 1 is shaded. Okay? And now I'm going to do 2 out of 2. So if I do 2 out of 2, that means that both sides are shaded, making this a whole. So if we were to put these in order from the smallest to the largest fraction, I'm going to just show them on here. Okay, so each pizza has the same amount of pieces because our denominator is the same for all of these fractions. But none are colored in for 0 out of 2. 1 is colored in, half is colored in for 1 out of 2, and the whole thing is covered in for 2 out of 2. So the smallest pizza, or the smallest one that doesn't have anything shaded would be 0 out of 2 because nothing here is shaded. What would come next is half because 1 out of 2 is shaded. And the biggest one would be the whole because the whole thing is shaded, 2 out of 2. So if I were to put this onto a number line, it looks like this. So my number line is going from 0 to 1. The 1 meaning it's a whole number, the whole thing is covered. So I'm gonna put 0 out of 2 here, 1 out of 2 in the middle because it's half. Half also means in the middle. So it's half, it's right in the middle. And then 2 out of 2 is gonna be at my 1 because this is a whole number. The whole thing is covered, making it one whole pizza. Just like you can see right here for 2 out of 2. What if we put our pizza into quarters or fourths, which means my pizza is now gonna have 4 pieces on it. My denominator is gonna be 4 because it has 4 pieces. So I'm gonna do 4 different pizzas here. Oh no, I'm gonna do 5 actually. So the first one, they're all gonna have a 4 at the bottom for their denominator because every single pizza has 4 pieces in it. So my first one, I'm gonna make 1 out of 4, or 0 out of 4, sorry, because no pieces are gonna be colored in. The next one, I'm gonna make 1 out of 4. So 1/4 or 1/4 of it is colored in. The next one, I'm gonna make 2 out of 4. So I'm gonna color in 2 pieces. Half, that means half, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, and half of my pizza is covered. The next, I'm gonna make 3 out of 4. So 3 out of 4 are colored in. 3 out of 4. And my last one, I'm gonna color in all 4. So 4 out of 4 are colored in. So this is a whole pizza. It's one whole number, meaning it's a whole pizza because the whole thing is covered. So I'm gonna put this on my number line now, and I'm gonna put it underneath my 2s that I've done. So I'm gonna put 0 out of 4 by the 0. Okay, so we can see here that 0 out of 4 is going at the 0 because nothing was colored in. 1 out of 4 is going here. 2 out of 4 is going in the middle, right under 1 out of 2, because remember both of these mean half. It's right in the middle, it's half. Then 3 out of 4, and then 4 out of 4 is one whole pizza. The whole thing is covered, making it one whole number. So you can see here that 1 out of 2 and 2 out of 4 are halves still, and anything that is the same number on the top and bottom, the numerator and the denominator are the same, means that it's a whole number. What if we did this and we put our pizza into 8s? So our pizzas are gonna have 8 pieces each. So I'm going to draw. That marker does not work. I'm gonna draw a few different pizzas here. Okay, so my first pizza has 8 pieces. My bottom is going to be 8, but I'm not going to color it in, so it's going to be 0 out of 8. My next one is still going to have 8 at the bottom, but I'm going to color in 1, so 1/8 is colored. Next I'm going to color in 2, so 2/8 are colored. Next I'm going to color in 3. So 3/8 are colored in. Next, I'm gonna get to 4. Now, remember, if you can see here, this is still 8 pieces, and I have 4 out of 8, but half of my pizza is covered. So 4 out of 8 is still half. Then it would go to 5 out of 8, 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8, and 8 out of 8. Once I get to 8 out of 8, that means my whole pizza is covered, and the top number and the bottom number, the numerator and the denominator, are the same, meaning that this is a whole number. So I'm gonna put this on my number line now. So I'm gonna start with 0 out of 8, and the 0 out of 8 is gonna go where my 0 is. And then I'll have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. But my 4 out of 8 is gonna go right under 1/2 and 2/4, because 4 out of 8, as we remember, is still half, because half of my pizza is covered. And then I'm gonna go 5 out of 8, 6 out of 8, 7 out of 8, and then when I get to the 1 on my number line, it's 8 out of 8 because the whole pizza was covered. All 8 pieces were covered. So it's 8 out of 8. So my halves, well, starting here, 0 out of 2, 0 out of 4, and 0 out of 8 are at the 0. And my halves are 1 out of 2, 2 out of 4, and 4 out of 8. Remember, 2 divided by 1 is 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So all of those answers are 2, meaning that they're half. And then I get to my whole numbers, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 4, 8 out of 8. And what I'm seeing here is that these have something in common. They both have the same number on the top and on the bottom. The numerator and the denominator are the same. So this is how you can order fractions on a number line. If you have any questions, you can just comment below the video. I'm happy to help you. And I hope that you have a really good weekend. Bye, guys.